everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. Happy early 4th of July. I think a lot of people had off today.
Yep, that's right. The holiday weekend is almost here, and the weather looks like it's going to be hot and sunny. We'll get an update on that coming up.
Yeah, in fact, that's what's topping our news today. It's going to be a steamy 4th of July weekend. Dana Fulton will have your forecast.
Well, many communities will not be hosting fireworks shows this weekend. Some are. How they're trying to go on with the show with COVID-19 in mind.
And experts around the world say a new strain of COVID-19 could be more contagious than before. We'll tell you more about that. Let's take a look outside on this Friday. Hot time in the city. Hot as a firecracker out there. In fact, Dana Fulton's in the backyard. The humidity on the rise.
It is. It's going to continue to increase for the weekend and for the following week. Right now, I'm just trying to stay in the shade, actually. It's not too bad. It feels summery if I'm standing in the shade, but once I get in the sun, then it gets just a little too sticky. Here's a live look with our Edgewater sky cam. A few clouds right now. We do have partly sunny skies. Temperatures in the upper 80s, close to 87 currently in Madison, with a very, very light breeze. So that breeze really not helping to stir things up in the air at all. The air's pretty steady. It's not helping to feel any cooler either. We do have showers really north towards Camp Douglas. Could see a few of those creep further south of the Dells over the next hour and a half or so. But that's really far north right now. Again, in Madison, we still have that partly sunny sky. Our temperature trend starting to slow down or go down. Overnight will be in the mid 60s, and then for tomorrow, the low 90s. Sunny, hot, and humid with heat index readings in the mid to upper 90s. So a very warm 4th of July. We stay very warm heading into next week. We've added on a few more opportunities to see the 90s in our 10-day forecast. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead with those 10 days in just a few minutes. Right now, looking at the Beltline and Park Street, both sides of the Beltline moving along just fine. Don't have any accidents to report, and thankfully, traffic seems to be fairly smooth. To get from the Beltline to Janesville, we're at 25 minutes, 17 minutes from Sauk City to Middleton, and Sun Parade to downtown, about 9 minutes on this sunny, warm evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, very good. Thanks a lot, Dana. First at 4, the 4th of July holiday is shaping up to look a little different this year.
Because of the pandemic, many communities have canceled their celebrations and fireworks shows, while others are making changes to allow the show to go on. Our Madeline O'Neill is here to tell us how. Maddie?
Well, it's hard to imagine the 4th of July without fireworks. While Baraboo is canceling its festival celebrations at the Sauk County Fairgrounds, things like bouncy houses, food stands, they are still putting on the fireworks display at a nearby field like usual. Baraboo Police Chief Mark Schaaf says pyrotechnics are planning to less close to the ground fireworks and instead are making sure they go higher up in the air so that the community can spread out and watch them, making social distancing easier.
By making a few modifications, we hope we can still have a little touch of reality or a little touch of what we're familiar with on this 4th of July and a little bit of hope for our communities.
Chief Schaaf imagines more people will watch the display from their cars, and he does have more officers on staff to deal with potential traffic and parking issues. Other communities are also encouraging people watch from their cars or homes. Now, the Wisconsin Dells, Mineral Point, Monroe are among the communities still holding displays. Others have postponed them, like Janesville. We've compiled a list of all community celebrations. We've got those on our website, channel3000.com.
Madeline O'Neill reporting live. Maddie, thank you. More than 30,000 people in Wisconsin have now tested positive for COVID-19 since the beginning of the pandemic. Nearly 700 new cases were announced today, while 6% of tests within the last day came back positive.
Coronavirus infections are rising in 40 of the 50 states. The U.S. set another daily record with more than 52,000 new cases in one day. Governors from coast to coast are urging people to take precautions and stay home during the traditionally busy 4th of July weekend. Chris Martinez has the latest from Los Angeles.
Coronavirus cases in Florida continue to skyrocket. The state recorded nearly 9,500 new cases over the past 24 hours, its third highest tally since the pandemic started.
It's absolutely the saddest thing, the most unnecessary situation that we're finding ourselves in, and it's behaviorally driven.
A curfew goes into effect tonight at 10 p.m. in Miami-Dade, Florida's most populated county. In Texas, face masks are now mandatory in many areas. Hospitals are stretching their ICU capacity.
We're seeing a surge in young people who are really just not paying any regard to the risk of this.
Do we really have to say hashtag don't kill grandma? People have to realize there are consequences to getting infected and spreading it to people who are vulnerable. They can die.
Cases are up nearly 50% here in California over the past 2 weeks. Several cities are fining people who don't wear masks. The state just banned singing or chanting in places of worship, and most beaches are off limits. That's not stopping some from heading into the surf.
I'll take the 98% chance of living my life, and I think a lot of people will.
Today, Major League Baseball announced it's canceling this month's 2020 All-Star Game set for Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles.
The 12-time champion of the world, Joey Chestnut!
And the annual Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest will go on in New York tomorrow, but with only a third of the normal number of contestants at an undisclosed location and no live audience. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And officials say it'll be a few weeks before they'll know how many people contracted the virus over the holiday weekend.
Thousands of Americans are expected to gather tonight and tomorrow to see President Trump headline Independence Day celebrations in South Dakota and the nation's capital. After hitting the golf greens this morning, President Trump will soon head to Mount Rushmore for the National Memorial's first fireworks display in 10 years. More than 7,000 attendees are expected, and though the state's governor says face masks will be provided, attendees will not be required to wear them or social distance.
Nobody really knows what will happen after this event if people leave and contract the virus.
In Washington, final preparations are underway for Saturday's Salute to America event, with workers loading up the fireworks in the shadow of the Washington Monument. Military flyovers honoring the cities of the American Revolution will begin over Boston and continue through New York, Philadelphia, and Baltimore before flying over Washington, D.C.
Scientists are studying a new strain of coronavirus that Dr. Anthony Fauci warns could be more contagious.
Our Gabriela Becerra asked local health professionals what this means and if it's something we'll see here in Madison. Gabriela?
Mark and Susan, some of us hoped that things would be back to normal by July. But as some health professionals say, the coronavirus is really good at its job. So good that scientists are now studying a new, possibly more infectious strain of the virus. Scientists are in the process of confirming a mutation that could have caused the virus to spread more easily from person to person, but not necessarily resulting in worse outcomes. UW Health's Dr. Nazia Safdar says testing would tell us that if that strain is affecting Madison.
It has evolved to become more infectious, meaning that it's spreading more easily from person to person. While it does appear to be the dominant strain worldwide, we don't know exactly what proportion in our population is caused by the new strain versus the other.
With more than 30,000 cases statewide, regardless of the strain, Safdar says it's now more important than ever to not let our guard down. And Dr. Safdar says we need to be more vigilant about social distancing and wearing those masks, because she says those could be a very powerful tool in protecting ourselves against the virus until a vaccine arrives.
Gabriella, thank you. All the people sent to the hospital yesterday after a carbon monoxide incident in Mount Horeb are expected to be okay. UW hospital officials say the 5 patients were treated and released yesterday afternoon. The mass casualty unit was caused out to a Mount Horeb daycare center for reports of high levels of carbon monoxide. 54 children were evaluated at the scene, and 3 of them had to receive treatment before being released to their families. Officials say the high levels of carbon monoxide was caused by construction workers using a propane-powered floor machine.
A man is in the Dane County Jail facing homicide charges related to a shooting at an East Side motel. 19-year-old Jalen Kane was arrested last night on first-degree homicide charges. He's accused of killing 18-year-old Dembo Jame at the Red Roof Inn on Hayes Road Tuesday night. Police are still investigating the incident. The Dane County District Attorney is calling for the release of a woman arrested for shooting and killing a man on Wednesday.
News 3 Now previously named the 22-year-old woman, but because she's not facing any charges right now, we will not continue to name her. Amanda Quintana is here with details on this story. Amanda.
District Attorney Ishmael Ozan is asking the Dane County Sheriff's Office to release the woman. She was arrested for killing her 25-year-old ex-boyfriend. Police say she told officers at the scene that she recently broke up with the man, but when he saw her driving, he began to follow her. She says she pulled into a parking lot where they got into an argument, and when he tried to get into her vehicle, she shot him. In a letter, DA Ozan says he believes that the woman acted in self-defense. He says that the woman's statements, witness statements, and surveillance video support that claim. Ozan goes on to say in balancing the time needed for the investigation to be completed, her limited prior criminal record, and the facts of this case, including evidence of recent prior domestic violence, I believe her release into the community at this time is appropriate while the investigation continues. He's asking that the Sheriff's Office release her without filing charges or formal bail conditions. He says this isn't the final decision on whether or not she'll face charges, but he believes it's the correct decision at this time.
All right, Amanda, thank you for the update. Green Bay Packers managers say fans might not be able to attend games this season. The organization says it remains optimistic, but there is a possibility that Lambeau Field will be unable to host fans. If fans are able to attend, they will be required to wear face coverings. The Packers are asking season ticket holders to begin considering their options for the season, asking them to opt in, which will give them a chance to reserve tickets this year. Those who choose to opt out will have their 2020 payment refunded or credited to 2021. Well, still to come at 4, local social activist Reverend Alex G. has discovered a surprising fact about his past.
And a documentary now online chronicles his journey. We'll talk with Dr. G when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
It's time to celebrate at Furniture and Appliance Mart's Stars and Stripes event. Save up to 50% off all appliances, plus 18 months financing with no minimum purchase, and free doorstep drop-off from Wisconsin's own Furniture and Appliance Mart, inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Baca Enterprises is truly humbled and thankful to all of our employees, residents, families, and vendors for their patience and cooperation.
Our employees have gone above and beyond with sanitation efforts, altering their daily routines, all while spreading joy and happiness throughout our communities.
Looking to the future, Baca Enterprises will be here for you.
To provide a sense of security and to provide comfort by keeping you safe and healthy.
Baca Enterprises is helping you live life with confidence. Visit our website to schedule your tour today.
We've got the power.
The Power Centers of Madison. Our highly trained service department has the power to keep your equipment running like new. We service all makes and models, from minor tune-ups and maintenance to major overhauls. Our certified mechanics can get your equipment up and running quickly. If you like to fix it yourself, between the 2 stores, we have the parts you need. At the Power Centers of Madison.
We've got the power.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
Now every Toyota hybrid vehicle is available with 0% financing. With fewer stops for gas, Toyota hybrids give you the confidence to go farther. See your dealer or shop and buy online. Right now, you can lease a new 2020 Toyota RAV4 hybrid for $239 a month.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
Home is dancing because no one's watching. Home is a reason to disturb the peace. Home is laughter. Home is where heads come to rest. A place to let go, and a place to find again. At Stanley Steamer, we love home, and we know that a clean home is a healthy home. We're ready when you are.
Aloha, I'm Gary Canolti, inviting News 3 Now viewers to join me on a fabulous tour to the Hawaiian Islands, October 14th to the 23rd. Spend 3 nights on Oahu near famous Waikiki Beach, 2 nights on the scenic Garden Isle of Kauai, and 3 nights on Kanapali Beach in Maui. Enjoy a Polynesian luau with traditional food and dance, and visit the Maui Tropical Plantation. All airfare, deluxe resorts, and more included. For more information, call Holiday Vacations at 1-800-826-2266.
Ashley Home Store's 4th of July one-day sale is Saturday only. Save up to 60% off store-wide. Plus, take a bonus 10% off our sale prices at checkout with no minimum purchase. And interest-free financing for 3 years. Saturday only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Welcome back, everybody. Airports and airlines expect the 4th of July holiday weekend to be the busiest travel days since mid-March.
But passenger traffic is down about 75% from last year. If you are planning to fly, it'll look a lot different. Before checking in, you may have to certify that you did not have a fever or any other COVID symptoms. At the airport, it's plexiglass barriers and reminders to keep your distance, flyers in masks and face shields. Many stores and restaurants remain closed. TSA looks different, too. There's a growing divide over blocking middle seats. Delta, Southwest, and JetBlue are limiting capacity. American and United are not.
Look, when our competitors talk about blocking middle seats, they're talking about a PR strategy, not a safety strategy. A safety strategy is one that's focused on wearing masks and requiring people to wear them correctly.
Every airline does social distancing differently. There are no regulations requiring an airline to do it. United notifies flyers when the plane is more than 70% full, allowing them to change. United says only about 2% of flyers change their flights. Well, in the wake of the death of George Floyd, conversations have been ongoing about the country's relationship with race and the history of slavery.
As we know, much of the country's African-American history begins with slavery. Earlier today, we spoke with Dr. Alex G., who wears many hats in Madison as a pastor, author, and social activist. Dr. G. is the founder of the Nehemiah Center for Urban Leadership Development and the host of the podcast, Black Like Me.
He recently teamed up with J-Dog Productions to document his journey to New Orleans and Mississippi to meet his white relatives and learn about his roots in slavery.
My father told my mother stories when they were married. And so as I got older, my mom would say, you know, your dad used to say that your grandpa would mention that he's got an old uncle named Thomas G, and he was an old white guy with blue eyes. And I just thought sometimes older black people refer to fair-skinned black people as white. I just assumed it was a fair-skinned black person until I got down and saw that the founder of the G store was Thomas G. And I realized this was the uncle my grandfather was talking about.
You were researching for your Black History course, and you saw a post that took you on an incredible journey.
So stumbled on a post from a cousin and followed up with him, and we wrote back and forth, and he invited me down to New Orleans. And I found out that he is the descendants of Reuben G., who was our family's slave owner. So the G family is Welsh. They were given the Homestead Act by President Van Buren, I believe it was. And my great-great-great-grandmother was Venus, who was a slave who was owned by Reuben G. and was raped by her. And their son, Henderson, is my granddaddy's granddaddy. And so when he and I put pieces together, we realized that we are the descendants of two brothers. The white brother who, with his dad, owned his half-brother, his black brother, Henderson.
What went through your mind when you discovered you had white relatives?
Pain. Because being part white is the American story. Mark, what I think people have not realized is that think of any African-American person you know, Winfrey, James, Bryant, they're not West African names. And so this story is the story of almost every African-American in the United States. But I think it's the fact that with my grandfather's grandfather, the wealthy white Welsh family, the G's, became black. And the fact that their wealth was built upon the free labor of sired children and acquired slaves, that and combined with the fact that America tells me to pull myself up by my bootstrap, and the bootstrap by which the G family pulled itself up was my great-great-grandmother, Venus, and the fact that that story was not told really saddened me, because it's a powerful story of resilience, but yet folks like me are still victimized because we have not caught up with our white relatives. So not knowing the whole story of that is what's more painful than knowing that I'm a descendant of a slave owner. I'm a descendant of a slave owner and a slave. So just understanding the darkness around that story and the hiddenness, that we're not taught the humanity of black people, that they were slaves, and our white counterparts weren't taught that they enslaved people or benefited from that system. So to have and embody that pain and not have others realize it is painful in itself, because these were tremendous people who lived through difficult times, and everything I now do is to honor them and their legacy and all they went through so that I could be free and black and a contributor to society.
What do you hope viewers of the documentary take away from this?
I hope that they understand that this is a microcosm of U.S. history, not just black history. This is not an exception. This was the rule. I want America to understand that when almost every Black person was used to build the wealth of this country, but yet excluded from it, set up economic realities that we still experience today. And so I want people to dig deeper into history to understand this is how we got here. So the strategies for moving from here must be a dismantling of certain systems and reality and the rebuilding of them. We can't fix this with backpacks and making sandwiches and giving away food alone. We have to look at the creation of Black wealth. We have to look at how we teach history and why is it that African Americans are still leading in illness but still struggling when it comes to economic development, home ownership, et cetera. I want them to realize that there are some systemic realities that we must dismantle and rebuild if we're ever going to be a healthy country that can be a place where everyone can succeed. I want them to realize that a change needs to come if we're really going to fix this. I want America to have a wake up and to understand that this is not my history, this is our history, and that even if you didn't own slaves, you benefited from the exports of cotton that was 58% of our economy. And so that we all are in this together, so we've got to all work to get out of it.
It's a very hopeful story. It was riveting but positive and hopeful as we move forward from here. And you're working very hard, Alex, to continue the discussion of educating everyone about Black history. Tell us about the Black history course that you're going to be teaching this fall.
Sure. Mark and Susan, my undergraduate degree from Wisconsin was in Afro-American history. So I thought years ago that if we taught people how we got here, it would cause a paradigmatic shift, that people would think differently about history. Thereby assessing that we need to do something very different. So this 9-week course allows people to understand how we got to this point. And we rooted in Wisconsin reality, Dane County reality, Madison reality, so it's very powerful. This is not a Black issue. This is a U.S. issue. It was set up through our Constitution, through our nation, and it benefited white people. And if we're not working in this together to undo it, we are only bequeathing this to our kids and grandkids to continue wrestling with it. So the whole purpose of the history class is to create knowledge so as to create momentum to be a part of the solution.
The documentary, the timing of this couldn't come at a better time. What a great weekend to watch this on America's birthday.
We will be sharing the links to the documentary so that all of you can watch it, and also the information about the upcoming courses as well. Alex, thanks to you for all you continue to do as we continue to heal and move forward from this point.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
To watch the entire documentary, you can head to jdogproductions.com to find Justified Journey. We have a link to that on our website, along with some of the other resources, including the registration for the Justified Anger Black History Experience class.
I cannot recommend watching that documentary enough. It is compelling.
It's an
eye-opener.
It's an incredible story. It's eye-opening, but it's also very inspiring and hopeful. It sort of gives you hope that if we continue to do the hard work, we can get through this difficult time.
Gather the family around and watch it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We're putting the full interview, by the way, with Dr. G. It was...
As you can imagine, it went on.
I mean, we need an hour to share it all.
But it's all online.
All the unedited full interview is on our website, channel3000.com.
And still to come at 4, a lot of the 4th of July holiday involves food, which is sometimes prepared and eaten outside.
We'll find out the do's and don'ts for food safety on the 4th of July. That's coming up after Dana's First Warn forecast.
Don't wait until the weekend to enjoy a thick charbroil steak made to your liking. Make a weeknight steak night at High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. Well worth the short drive to Ridgeway.
Incredible deals, huge markdowns, plus free doorstep shipping on everything. What a sale. The 4th of July sale at Slumberland Furniture.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, US Cellular has your back with the Samsung Galaxy S25G, free when you switch, plus no activation fees. Stream without disruption, capture and post without restriction, and do it all without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies. That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
Help get you back to it. And here's how with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer. Finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
Relax, unwind, remain safe and secure in a new bath, shower, or walk-in tub from Mad City Baths, Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler. Now during our summer spectacular sale, get a new bath or shower for only $49.95. Ask about great financing and call during this program for a free $100 Walmart or Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. And be sure to ask about virtual online estimates.
If a wedding or special event is in your future, consider the new Grand Ballroom at High Point Steakhouse. With panoramic driftless area views and an award-winning custom menu, it's the perfect choice for the perfect wedding or banquet. The Grand Ballroom at High Point Steakhouse.
Yeah. Take a look at this. No, it didn't snow in July. That's what police posted on social media after a strange incident in Massachusetts. A gas station's fire suppression system malfunctioned, blanketing customers in foam.
Oh, no.
The plume of fire retardant caused a huge mess. 3 people reported trouble breathing, but there were no serious injuries. The Quincy Police Department is still trying to determine the cause of the malfunction.
Wow, what a sight.
Just sitting there pumping your gas?
Yeah. Wild.
The foam comes from above. So no snow in the forecast.
No snow for us. Certainly the opposite of snow, I would say, for the next few days. It feels summery outside. It's still very, very warm. Hot as a firecracker. We said it earlier. A few clouds and some rain north of the Dells right now. We'll take a closer look at your full forecast right after the break.
Now, a WISC-TV editorial with editorial director Neil Heinen.
We enter into a 4th of July weekend unlike any other. And yet, believe it or not, we still have much to celebrate. We have the freedom to demand change and the freedom to make change happen. We have the freedom to seek out information and a range of ideas and the freedom to speak about that which we believe and question that about which we are not sure. We have the freedom to stay safe if we choose, and the freedom to help others enjoy their freedom to stay safe if we choose. It would be best if we did not this year celebrate these freedoms and the rest we hold dear in the traditional manner. That can wait. With freedom, after all, comes responsibilities. That doesn't mean we can't safely celebrate. We can and we should. We have the freedom to do what's right.
And I brought you a gift so you can fight properly. Red Bull.
Oh! How nice.
Of you.
But also...
rather
stupid.
Mine.
Mine!
No, mine!
No, mine!
Mine! Mine. Red Bull gives you wings. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for Milan. Too sexy for Milan, New York.
Sometimes you run out of fresh at the wrong time.
Luckily, Pick and Save delivery and free pickup make it easy to grab what you need, so you can get back to being you. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer. Finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
Garver. Garver.
Gather. Gathering.
Garver.
Gathering.
Garv.
Garvering.
A socially responsible gathering where a maximum of 250 people enjoy thirst-quenching drinks, delicious food, and the arts in a safe, clean, and touchless outdoor environment. Let's go garvering. Visit thegarverfeedmill.com for dates and details starting June 11th.
Brought to you by News 3 Now, Madison Magazine, and the Garver Feed Mill.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Right now, we do still have that chance to see, or slight chance to see, an isolated shower or thunderstorm pass through. It does look like we might have a little bit of rain near Monona. Otherwise, the showers up towards La Crosse and north of the Dells. Again, could have a quick shower pop up this evening, but most of the area will stay dry. Overnight, we will have partly cloudy skies for tomorrow. Mostly sunny skies for your 4th of July Saturday. We stay dry outside. Sunday should also be a dry day, starting off the day with sunshine. Mostly sunny skies through the afternoon. So you do have alert days in the forecast for Saturday and Sunday, as high temperatures will be in the low 90s. Heat index readings will be in the mid to upper 90s. So as you're out and about and drinking plenty of water for yourself, you also want to keep eye on those around you. Some things to keep an eye on for heat exhaustion, and then the worst case scenario, heat stroke, cool, clammy skin, or red hot dry skin for heat stroke, feeling faint or dizzy or lightheaded. Also muscle cramps, losing that feeling in your skin, or some muscle cramps could be a sign of either. We do have this graphic on our website, as well as plenty of other tips at channel3000.com as to different ways that you can keep yourself and those around you safe during the 4th of July weekend. Some beaches are closed along Lake Mendota, but the rest are open right now if you're trying to get into the water. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, hot and humid. Again, those heat index readings in the mid to upper 90s, or in the low 90s also for Sunday, with partly sunny skies. Temperatures will likely stay in the upper 90s heading into Monday, so we do have an alert day in the forecast for Monday as well. With the humidity factored in, at times could feel close to 100. Shower chance for Tuesday, only a slight chance for showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday and Thursday, so we've backed off a little bit on those shower chances, but temperatures will creep back into the low 90s for the middle of the week. Another chance for rain on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For the following weekend, should be partly sunny with highs in the upper 80s, and then the following Monday back to the 90s. So a very repetitive pattern with our temperatures, with a few chances for rain, but plenty of dry hours mixed in there as well.
What's the difference between 89 and 91? 2.
Oh, yep.
There we go.
You turn your mic back on.
All right, we're back. Thanks, Dana. With many of us spending more time outdoors in the pandemic to maintain social distancing, health experts are reminding everybody about the importance of food safety if you're picnicking or barbecuing.
Laura Podesta has more on how to prevent getting sick.
Sherry Kenny is preparing a barbecue feast with her husband.
I grill. He gets the gas for me, but I'm the one who loves to be out here.
She says most days of spring and summer you can find her grilling.
Hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken, and I do some shish kebabs.
While this time of year is popular for picnics and cookouts, health officials caution foodborne illnesses spike in part from the hotter temperatures.
There's bacteria in the food, and even if you cook it, we have what we call spore-forming bacteria, and so it survives the heat, and these can start growing. And so at a higher temperature, the bacteria grow much faster. so your risk increases.
Dr. Mindy Brashears oversees food safety at the U.S. Department of Agriculture. She says keep foods cold until you're ready to cook them and use a food thermometer to make sure meats are cooked to the right internal temperature.
Don't rely on color. Color is a poor indicator. So use that thermometer, make sure it's cooked, and then put it on a clean surface, a clean plate, or other cutting board or something before you bring it in to serve.
And once you're done eating, get everything back into the fridge quickly.
If you're outside and it's like 90 degrees, the bacteria grow even faster. So we say get it back inside within an hour.
Sherry does all the food prep inside the house and pays attention to cross-contamination.
Cutting boards have to be very, very clean. You don't put meat where you put vegetables. That's a big no.
She says a safely prepared dinner makes everything more delicious. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
It's making us hungry, isn't it?
Yeah,
Pretty
get the
nice
grill out.
The CDC estimates 48 million people get sick every year from foodborne diseases in the U.S., and 3,000 people die.
So just use common sense. All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Sponsored by Clean Lakes Alliance's Lake Forecast Monitoring app.
Welcome to the all-new Dwellings.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I?
Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm an actress. Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm, and I was so excited. We have a model. His name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes. This 4th of July, in just 10 minutes, you'll look incredible. This is something that you can do in the convenience of your own home. It's a cream. It's a topical. It literally creates an invisible layer that tightens the skin and smooths it out. All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. It feels great. Looks even better.
I can't even believe that this worked. I was a little skeptical, I am not going to lie, because I saw people online with it and I'm like, yeah, right, that can't possibly work. I'm telling you, it really works.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, and I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines. Like, it's amazing. I love it.
I did this to my father at home because I was skeptical. Yes, I admit it. 4 minutes, 34 seconds. The appearance of his under eye bag was completely gone. We were screaming. You have an event, you have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself. I am telling you, the videos that you see on social media and TV are real. This 4th of July is the best time to get Plexiderm for $14.95 and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Dwellings, Madison's best kept $150 secret. Now open in Fitchburg.
Tonight at 5, as coronavirus cases continue to surge in the U.S., doctors suspect it may be connected to a new strain. We'll tell you if doctors think that strain is here in Wisconsin at 5.
Our heat wave will continue, possibly for another week and a half at least. The holiday weekend should stay dry, even though it'll be hot and humid. My News 3 Now First Warn forecast at 5.
And ahead at 6, Madison police have arrested a suspect in connection to the killing of an 18-year-old at an East Side hotel. We'll have an update on the investigation. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Look at Picnic Point on a hot and humid Friday afternoon.
It looks hot, doesn't it?
It does. Oh, to be on a boat this afternoon, that would be wonderful. Well, many beaches are shut down this holiday weekend as new cases increase in nearly 40 states.
That includes Galveston, Texas, where this year officials hope people will stay home to stay safe. Janet Shamlin has our story.
The 4th of July weekend for most of the country won't be a day at the beach.
It is what it is. I guess we got to be safe.
The Rocas have been planning this trip to Galveston since January.
We're trying to make the best of it.
It's a little disappointing. From coast to coast, beach towns are scrambling to stop scenes like these from Memorial Day weekend, when people packed pools, water parks, and beaches, many without masks. But Galveston, on the Texas Gulf Coast, has more cases per capita than Dallas or Austin.
We're seeing a surge in young people who are really just not paying any regard to the risk of this.
California's Newport Beach closed after 2 lifeguards tested positive for COVID-19. Now nearly 24 other lifeguards are in quarantine.
It's difficult for us. Throughout this time, the beach is kind of where I've gone to make myself feel better.
Florida is drawing a line in the sand. Many Atlantic coast beaches are closed. But along the state's panhandle, Panama Beach is open, even almost doubling the number of lifeguards on duty. To the north in New York City, all 14 miles of beach reopened this week.
We're heading in the right direction right now. It ain't over yet.
But back in Galveston, the owner of this popular beachside spot worries where tourists will go.
And there's going to be an inability for them to enjoy themselves on the beach. And that's going to lead to an inability for them to socially distance themselves. And it could be more of a hindrance than a solution.
Galveston Island and so many beach towns rely on this holiday weekend for their livelihoods, but this year health is the priority. The signs are now up, the beach is closed, but will the gamble pay off? Officials say it will be several weeks before they know whether cases drop. Janet Shamlian, CBS News, Galveston.
And it's just for this weekend. The beaches are closed.
They're going to reopen again.
Yep.
All right, still to come at 4. Baseball teams started summer camp today, getting ready for a shortened season.
When we come back, baseball fans rejoice and stars of the Broadway musical Hadestown are celebrating in song. Our Michael Bruno goes behind the screens to check it out when Live at 4 continues.
Talk about fireworks. Check out these offers at Denver Mattress. Sleep cool all night long and save up to $500 on the superior cooling comfort of a Tempur-Breeze. Or get $100 off our Athlete's Choice Bed in a Box lineup. Check out the Queen Size Summit Firm, only $189.99, plus 7 years no interest financing and free shipping right to your doorstep. And to celebrate Casper's arrival at Denver Mattress, score special savings on all Casper mattresses and accessories. Better move fast. These deals will be gone before you know it.
I am crushing this to-do list.
Let me see. Smart home upgrade? Home gym?
Check.
What about the window, siding, and doors?
Cross something important off your list. Free installation on all windows, siding, and doors. And no interest for 1 year. The biggest sale of the year is here.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's send smoke signals to the neighbors, then serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. Let's raise our tongues to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills and make mouths water more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more. Because summer is here, and no one does summer like Festival Foods.
The open road is open again. And wherever you're headed, Choice Hotels is there. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Seeing the joy that people feel when they share a meal with family and friends, that's why we do this. The laughter of kids around the table, the thrill of families driving through for a treat, the delight of not having to cook, and instead letting us safely serve you. It all comes back to taking care of each other. And for that, we'll be here with your favorites, and always a smile.
Two opportunities to play. Two opportunities. Two draws.
2 daily draws
Each day.
from the Wisconsin Lottery. With one at midday.
That's at 1:30.
And another in the evening.
That's at 9.
For pick 3, pick 4, and all or nothing.
More chances
on the roads right now. Here's the Beltline at Park Street. Plenty of sun. Shower chances still up north, so we aren't seeing any of that drifting south, but we could over the next several hours. Again, traffic fairly smooth along the interstate from Janesville to the Beltline. 26 minutes, 16 minutes from Sauk City to Middleton, and some Prairie to downtown. Quick 9-minute drive this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Jenna, thank you. A Japanese performance group is starting a run of drive-in horror shows for those who crave close-up frights from ghouls and zombies without the risk of the horrors of the coronavirus. Audience members will drive into a garage in Tokyo, one car at a time, as actors dressed as monsters bang on the side of the vehicle and spray fake blood over the windows, all while listening to a murder story. The hope is for as many as 11 carloads of people a day. On weekends, it's about $84 a car, and it's recommended that young children should probably stay home.
Yeah, you think?
This is the last thing I do.
Things aren't stressful enough.
People bang, throwing blood on the... Okay. Well, for many, just as in summer without baseball, while it's starting to come back, a 4th of July without the boys of summer just doesn't feel right.
Theater fans like our Michael Bruno can relate. Broadway has been shut down since March. So now, some current and former Major League Baseball stars and the cast of the Broadway musical Hadestown have come together for a sing-along of Take Me Out to the Ball Game with a little twist. Take a look.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back to this root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Bravo.
Oh, that is so great.
That is so great. Yeah. Michael Bruno joining us now. Boy, some talent there.
It's amazing. They could actually bring back a revival of Damn Yankees now next season when Broadway comes back.
We saw Andre DeShields there, the former UW alum.
Yes, that's right. He got together with Stephen Brault, who actually had a Broadway album that he put out called A Pitch at Broadway. So he's a baseball player for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he got together with Andre DeShields and put this whole video together.
It's incredible.
It really is amazing. And he won the Tony Award for Hadestown. It's a great show.
I would love to have gotten a chance to see it, but unfortunately everything went dark before we got a chance to get to see it.
Well, hopefully the lights will come back on someday.
I know, exactly.
Wonderful.
The boys will be back on the diamond, so we'll get there. 4th of July, 2020.
Yes.
Yeah, indeed.
All right, let's count it down. 3, 2, 1. It's
Friday.
Happy 4th of July, Jim. Bruno.
You too.
Everyone as well.
Have a great weekend, guys. Stay cool this weekend.
Keep cool.
We will. We'll be right back with the final check of that forecast.
Saturday, July 4th only. Don't miss Ashley Home Store's Mattress Marathon one-day sale. Pay as little as $22 a month for Tempur-Pedic. Doorbuster Queen mattresses are just $95 while they last. Only at Ashley Home Store.
Let me introduce me.
Cuts, colors, braids, and fades. We stand for style. Cost Cutter Salons.
#1 in color in Wisconsin.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies. That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
Now every hybrid vehicle in Toyota's lineup is available with 0% financing. With fewer stops for gas, Toyota hybrids give you the confidence to go farther. And with 0% financing, Toyota hybrids are even more thrilling. Enjoy more freedom in a Toyota hybrid. See your Toyota dealer or shop and buy online.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
Ashley Home Store's 4th of July one-day sale is Saturday only. Save up to 60% off store-wide. Plus, take a bonus 10% off our sale prices at checkout with no minimum purchase. And interest-free financing for 3 years. Saturday only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Tonight at 5, Madison police have arrested a suspect accused of killing an 18-year-old man at a Red Roof Inn earlier this week. Plus, the Dane County District Attorney asking for the release of a suspect in a Madison homicide. We'll tell you why at 5.
Southern Wisconsin is our community.
Our home.
Our home. Our home. And in this time of uncertainty,
we need to stand together
while staying apart.
While staying apart.
News 3 Now is your coronavirus headquarters.
Separating fact from fiction.
And giving you up-to-the-minute details online.
And information to keep our communities, our businesses, and our families healthy.
We're in this together.
Together. Together.
We're all in this together, and we will get through this together.
We do have a few scattered showers passing through, a little bit of rain in the southwest corner of Dane County. It does look like kind of south of Mount Horeb and Fitchburg near Highway 18. No lightning associated with that, and overall things should stay just hot and humid outside for the rest of the evening. Our current temperatures in the upper 80s for most of the area, but 90 degrees right now in Janesville with our dew points in the 60s. So get ready for a hot and humid weekend ahead.
All right, thank you, Dana. Monday on Live Before, everybody's talking about and watching the new Hamilton movie on Disney+.
Does it live up to the original Broadway production? Our film critic Will Loper will be with us on Monday to tell us what he thinks.